He from Japan. Drop whatever you're doing and get to the studio. One.
Yeah. Hey, mic check 1 2.
Let's turn it up.
I'm a sweet tail from Fukuoka, United States, Japan.
Sweet tail,
Far
baby.
East. You already know what it is, baby.
LA, Japan, Japan.
Mic check 1 2. GWONIES color sweet tail right here. LA to JP, 하나's best. Hibana chillas my words to the next. My flow like a jazz plane. Hibika's voices way. Machiju kakinarashiteくsound is the biggest one. Majors 誇りはスピーカーがクリーンする時間。夜縁から広がるマイカラー。Everybody's locked してく旅ガラス。アジアの港福岡 Japan 掴む the big dream and experience one. Mission and catch to the futures. I say my pictures はめてく big size. Love it peace 全国に globalization's one. Switch.
We on this grind to make it coast to coast and international day. We bossing it like every day. We representing in every way.
You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Houston. You know what I'm saying? This your boy. You know what I'm saying? I just want to tell y'all welcome to Houston. And I want to introduce you to my homie. You know what I'm saying? This boy ain't like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of cats around here. You know what I'm saying? We got an underground society floating around H-Time. You know what I mean? And it's a band of ninjas. So, you know what I'm saying? So if you're out there slipping on your notes, he gonna talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, this has been a public service announcement brought to you by Ninjas Incorporated. All right, Houston, how's it going? All right, you know, welcome to Houston. You know, I want to introduce you to my boy, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Ninja.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ninja, is there anything you want to say to Houston?
What I want to say is I'm so glad to be back. I was in Canada where we had a meeting with the Brotherhood of Ninjas, and you know, I'm actually one of the top trainers with the Brotherhood of Ninjas. Just got back in H-Town, you know. I'll be doing a lot of practices and, you know, perfecting our skills. The ninja way is the way of a mind over matter. You know, we strongly recommend, you know, to study the mind and to go beyond, you know, what we perceive the world is.
Nice. Nice. Hey, is there any advice you want to give to anybody that want to be a ninja?
Well, we have our requirements. That's why we call it the Brotherhood of Ninjas. It's not open for everyone. We have a lot of requirements. Most of us Brotherhood of Ninjas, you know, we actually are vegan or vegetarian. You know, we don't believe in any violence. No matter, we love fighting, but we don't believe in killing any animals. You know, we believe in really going deeper within your own self and really discovering that you are the God within. And number three, you know, we study the mind. We study mind over matter techniques because, you know, the universe, most of the things we see in the world is all illusion. You know, it's a lie. Someone has sold us a big dream that, you know, things are the way they are, but, you know, so number four, we abstain from a lot of media, you know, like TV. You know, we don't really watch a lot of that because, I mean, nowadays it's full of so much negativity and all of that, so we stay away. So instead of spending so much time watching TV, you know, we actually go inward and study ourselves, you know, to be a better person.
You're now watching Ninja versus the Streets.
That was tight. Yeah. So how did you start out? How did you get recruited into the Ninja Brotherhood?
Well, I met one of the recruiters at a competition in Canada, and after talking to him, he was like, "Wow, bro, you're very deep, you know, and all of that." You know, we're actually at a meditation convention when I met this brother, and he'd be like, "Hey, I'd like you to come join the Brotherhood and, you know, maybe bring some of your knowledge and background and teach us, you know, what you know. So I became like one of the recruiters and one of the trainers, you know, for the Brotherhood of Ninjas. We meet once every year, you know, 3 weeks, where we actually go through a lot of things, making sure, you know, we support, we help in one another, you know, actually grow spiritually, physically, emotionally, and, you know, financially. And most of us, you know, the Brotherhood of Ninjas who actually own our businesses, you know, we don't believe in actually working for anyone. You know, we're actually always working on ourselves to be better people.
Nice. That is amazing. All right, man. So what's in the works for you guys? What are you? Tell us about the Ninja Show. There's a new show coming out called the Ninja Show. I'm hearing about.
Yes, yeah, we actually have a new Ninja Show coming about where we actually, you know, it's called the Ninja on the Street. Ninja versus the street. What we actually go is we meet random people and, you know, we actually call them close and, you know, be able to read their minds and all of that. It's kind of like a mind, you know, mind reading ninja techniques we use and all of that, because most of it, what we normally tell people, when you cultivate this skill, it comes from a part where you're able to quiet your mind. When the mind is quiet, you're able to peek into the minds of other people.
We're now watching Ninja versus the Street.
And, you know, it becomes very easy. It's nothing, you know, new or hard, but it's because a lot of people don't have the discipline to be able to, you know, quiet their mind. You know, we live in a noisy world where everyone is running, you know, to get the money. But us, the ninja, we sit back and study the universal laws of the universe and understand, you know, what we should be doing. Just like they're saying, you know, if you want good, you plan good. You know, we don't believe in harming anything. You know, we try to walk with all the laws of nature. So in return, we can get back what nature planned for us, be it financially, be it spiritually, be it emotionally, be it, you know, in every aspect.
Nice. That sounds perfect, bro. I'm liking you, dude, already, man. You know what I'm saying? So, is any advice for any youngsters out there wanting to be a ninja?
Well, advice for young people, you know, what we always tell people, don't, you know, for the young people, don't follow the crowd. You don't need to have tattoos, you don't need to drink, you don't need to smoke, you know, to be cool, you know. And one of the recommendations to actually be a Brotherhood of Ninja, you know, no drinking, no smoking, you know, nothing. We actually, as I said before, we're all vegans and vegetarians. We don't believe in polluting the body. We keep the body clean because we know when the body is clean, you can actually feel and understand, you know, what we're meant to be here, you know, because as a man thinketh, so is he, you know, we try to stay away from negativity. And also, you know, as they say, you know, we're what we eat. You know, and also, you know, as you can see, some of the greatest people in history have always been vegetarian. I'm not trying to push vegetarianism or veganism. It's just because when the body is clean, the mind can think outside the box. You know, people always meet up like, wow, you know, you're good at everything you do. How? How come? You know, you almost have like everything you want. And we're like, yeah, we're kind of like blessed people. We feel very blessed and grateful because, you know, we try to keep the body and mind, you know, clean. In return, you know, God blesses us.
Nice. Dude, that is awesome. So, what do you want to say to all the hoods out here? What you want to say to Sunnyside, South Park, Glen Iris, Herm Clark? What you want to say to the hood niggas out there?
Hey, you know, I had some few schools call me to actually speak. Like I was at Bel Air High School. You know, Bel Air High School. I was at Bel Air High School where I was speaking to some of the kids, you know, and all of that, some of the youngsters when they called me. And I went there and, you know, I was just telling them same thing I'm saying, you know, don't follow the crowd. You can always be yourself and be unique. You don't need to, you know, follow everyone or do what everyone is doing. As I say, you know, we don't believe in polluting out. You don't need to try anything you know is bad for you. You know, and all of that, you know, you can always, you know, we don't believe in shortcut, take the long route. Every day you eat, you got to exercise. That is our principle. So we always masterminding, you know, practicing, learning different stuff. Always challenge yourself to go the extra mile and, you know, and also I just qualified for the International Ninja Headstand that will actually be coming up in December in China. I'll be going to compete with, you know, Xing Ha I think that's his name. He's actually one of the guys who've been able to stand on his head for 16 hours. As of today, I'm able to do 12 hours, 2 minutes.
Nice.
That is the highest record in the United States and Canada.
Dude, that's tight. All right, man. Well, after this, the Ninja Show, Ninja on a Mission, Ninja on the Street is going to come out live to the audience. So go on and close us out, man.
Well, as I say, you know, you're what you eat, you're what you think. As a man thinketh, so is he. You want good, be good to people, you know, and all of that. And also, one other thing, we always conclude that ninjas, we're servants. We're here to serve. We don't want to be masters, because the one that served the most become a master. You know, everywhere I go, people call me master, master. I'm like, no, I'm not a master, I'm a servant. I'm here to serve the little ones, the big ones, and all that. The more people you serve, the more successful you become in any aspect. Be a servant. See how you can open the door to the person. The little things, yes ma'am, yes sir. You know, respect people. You know, they might feel like, oh, they're using you, but they're not. Because when you're humble, people want to bless you. People want to use you. You know, people want to push you forward. People want you to be, you know, want you to be around them.
Hey, say that again.
Yeah, as I was saying that, you know, the more, you know, we have little principles we go by. You know, respecting our elders. Number one, yes sir, yes ma'am, opening the door for people, you know, and all of that. You see trash, you know, you go into the restroom, you pee on the toilet seat, you wipe it. Those little things you do when no one is watching will determine who you are and all of that. Because when you can do these things without anyone, you know, watching you and all of that, it means you're a man or you're a woman of real character. So build your character, you know, see how you can learn to help everyone you meet. You know, opening the door, you know, yes ma'am, yes sir. Even you in the bus, you know, stand up for the elderly. What does the world become nowadays? You know, you see the youngsters sitting down and there's an old woman. No, when you respect, you do these little things, I promise you. Whatever God you serve, you know, you're going to be blessed, because these are universal laws. Whatever we do, we reap.
That is awesome. And like he said, if you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie and wipe the seat.